Keep smacking the refresh button on my second screen over here and see what we end up getting here. Yep. Okay. Oop. Come on, it's loading up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oop. Okay, awesome. So there we go. So I guess right now, let's quickly go and get it on over. There we go. So hello and welcome back to another one of our Fancy Little City Skylines live streams that we have going on here. So before the last episode ended up going and ending, one of the things that we ended up looking at doing is we ended up kind of adding in this commercial district here. And we kind of added in like all the subway systems to be able to kind of connect to that and all those different little aspects. Though the problem that we ran into is traffic. And even with traffic with no despawning, which is what we want, the problem that we end up running into is even with no despawning or even with despawning on, we still run into massive issues with all the cars trying to come in. And they're all just trying to go and kind of get up into our commercial district, which obviously doesn't have enough exits and entrances, or even really the capacity to be able to kind of accommodate exactly what we're looking for. So most of these buildings here are lacking their goods to actually be able to sell, which are being brought in by the trucks, which in turn end up kind of getting stuck at the crosswalks. So, one of the reasons why I titled this stream the Valleyton Commercial District is what I'm looking at doing here is essentially just kind of looking at this, looking at all we end up going, kind of adding into this wonderful commercial district, and kind of just saying, let's take a step back. What we need to do here is we need to figure out a way to solve the traffic problems. And the only way we can really solve the traffic problems is if we kind of accounted for them in advance, which we didn't exactly do here. So, one of the things that we have here, we have a train coming in. I believe this is one of our passenger trains. Wow. That has 274 passengers. Yes, I did end up adding in a new mod here and everything to be able to add in additional passenger train models. So I figured that's kind of a little different, even though that's a bit longer than they used to be. So and we have 113 people actually wanting to leave the city on top of it all. So one of the things I'm going to look at doing here is why don't we end up looking at more creative ways of bringing in the people. So we have our Valleyton commercial district here. And obviously we have like all the cars, trucks. We can see it already starting to get pretty backed up. Just even from here, even through here. So the problem that we have is just the highway. Like, we can see all the cars coming in. They come off the highway. They kind of come up, down, up, over, and then they kind of come in there. So what I'm going to look at doing here is adding in a specially designated commercial district. Now, if we end up looking at this road here, let's see if I can find any of the things I'm looking for. So we have a bus stop here. We have one of these little metro stations here. I think we should have another metro station. Okay, so then obviously we have the stuff there. And then it kind of comes up and around. So one of the things I'm looking at doing here is why not utilize the existing train track network that we have here. So obviously we have our nice little transit hub, which has 739 people coming into the city. Our city is still massively growing. I'm going to quickly jump in here. I'm going to set the time back. I'm going to boost up the ambient light intensity, and then I'm going to just pause the day and night cycle here. It's very nice to be able to kind of like see the day and night cycle, but for actually building and for building purposes, you kind of want to be able to actually see what we're doing. So, looking at this train line that we have here. So, one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking our little bus lane here, and I'm thinking of kind of just bringing it down. Let's bring it down just a bit here. Do we want to line up with our transit hub? I think we could obviously bring actually a secondary bus line down and through. So we could end up doing something kind of like that, because I'd like to add in a bit more of a commercial district down here. So that way we kind of move this, and we refocus it all the way down here. So let's also look at the trains that we have. Because we're going to need a cargo train station to be able to actually bring all these things in. So cargo train terminal, rather. Now, I do think that we have, under here, we have some train hubs. We have a metropolitan airport that we nearly have enough people for. An international airport. So that's for probably the next city that we're going to be looking at most likely. So let's look at this. So we have a cargo train terminal. So where do we want to put this? So I am going to be, again, making sure that I pull this one specifically. I'm going to kind of bring this one down just a bit. And then let's see what we can do. That's a main road. I kind of would like to bring our main road kind of over through here. So let's do a temporary crossing there. Let's put bridges down here so where necessary. So I guess we can kind of like bring it down just a bit. Actually, if I do this one, I think that one should make a bridge for us. Yeah. That one makes a bit of a bridge. It's not the most amazing thing that I've ever seen. So yeah, so 90 degrees, making sure it's 90 degrees coming off of that. So let's kind of go up to here. And then let's make this a bridge. Let's see what we got. That kind of brings the bridge kind of like over to there. I guess, though, we kind of end up with that weird-looking thing. And this is obviously too big a bridge for what we're looking at right now. So let's kind of just go with one of these and go with our standard bridges for now. So we have one of these. I guess we could do that. And obviously that's going to do some weird stuff, but this is just temporary. I guess that kind of works for now. What we could end up doing, we could end up actually grabbing these with our little mod here. Make sure that we're grabbing just the areas and all, and kind of just go, let's get a nice terrain slope in there. Is that an option? To terrain height. No, we do not want to do that, actually. Not for the bridge, anyway. So, I suppose we're going to probably need another mod in there that I haven't quite installed. I believe there's like a electric's road tool or such. So that will kind of get rid of just the awkwardness of the slopes and all that. So I'm just going to kind of pull these back, and let's just kind of leave it as is for the moment, just to say a bit of a guideline. So, going back to this, though. So, let's look at doing something kind of a bit like so. And then maybe, actually, come to think of it, I guess I will connect it on up to our transit hub here. I guess it does make a little bit of sense to kind of have our transit hub, even though I kind of want to keep it as independent as possible. But I suppose it works for the most part. So what we have here is we have our nice little, I guess, gray boulevard here. And let's have a look at our train station. So our little train station here, do we want it connecting to the big main road? We probably do not. Trying to think here. That does actually almost look like it's not 90 degrees. But I suppose it is. Okay. So what could we do here? So we obviously need a bit of a cargo station, but where do we want to put that? Because obviously we don't want to put it kind of obstructing the main boulevard that we have going down here. So we obviously want to kind of move it up here. Just a bit. Let's see. We have a couple roads in here. I suppose we have the... We kind of just want a one-way here. So let's put that. Don't want it blocking traffic. Suppose we could kind of move it over either here or here. I kind of want to put it over here, though, but then I feel like it'd be blocking traffic. Now, there's a thought. What if... There's another one of our passenger trains. What if we had it come out here? Oh, and kind of like over there and everything. So that way we actually have it just going, you come in here, and then you come out there. To be able to kind of like bring the trucks in and take them on out. And does it fit? It almost does, but we do need to do a bit of train track moving here. I love the way that the train tracks are going, even though we do need to do something about that. So obviously for these, we're going to need to probably get rid of some of these. Okay, sorry about the trains. Don't worry, we're going to be fixing that up shortly. And what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to We need a curve on these. Kind of need to give them a bit of a curve on out. And then I suppose we can kind of go, we can line that up with that one. Line it up to there. And then kind of just bring it on in just like so. Obviously, this is a temporary fix and everything because that does not look great. But let's go and get our cargo depot in. So we want our cargo train terminal. I probably want to just line up right here. So that looks relatively nice. And then we can kind of like bring the train track in more so around that. So let's go and grab these again. Let's get rid of our train tracks that we kind of just added in as a bit of a guideline. And see what we can do. So obviously we want the train tracks. We need just a kind of gentle curve here. So it doesn't need to be anything fancy. Okay, and then line it up to maybe about here. Bring it in, and then bring it in. There we go. That's a bit smoother. That's a bit nicer. It works. So then we can go and let's hook this one on up. So obviously I'm going to do something kind of like so. Something kind of like so. So there we go. There's a bit of our connection there. And what we could end up doing is we could end up kind of just pulling this in slightly. Oops, decide the single node. Okay, so let's kind of just go and pull that in just a little. Just a little. Just a little. Let's pull this out actually. And there we go. So now we have like a more, or like a nicer split off here. Let's also kind of go in here and get rid of some of these trees. Obviously the size doesn't need to be that big. Because we are about to do a bit of zoning in here. So obviously we don't quite need these as of yet. So let's just kind of clear these up. And make it so that it's all ready to be nicely and neatly zoned out for us. So there we go, just up to there. Okay. So, looking at what we have here, so now we have a cargo network in here, and I believe this should be a two-way, one-way, yes. So you can confirm that. So the trucks are going to be coming in through here, and they're going to be coming out through here. Now, when they come out, they're most likely going to be making a left-hand turn, coming out here, and going into whatever we have. So, taking it from that, what I'm going to look at doing, something kind of like so. I'm going to be taking one of these. Let's kind of just bring it right across. Now, do we want to do that? No. We did not. I'm going to do one of these, okay? Obviously, I'm going to go 3 just a little bit away, so about here, so that works. That's basically saying something's not lining up here. So I guess I'll have to look into that later. So we have these two. And obviously we do not want to connect up to the main road whatsoever. Not if we can avoid it. So why don't we add one of these in here. And then another one of these in here. Do I want to do this? Not really, but I guess it kind of... It's functional. Because we need multiple ways for people to be able to actually go and get into this place. I feel like we need another way here, but then this is the main road. We do not want to be connecting our streets up to the main road. Not if we can avoid it. So I suppose, if we do that, that's going to cause major traffic issues of like trucks wanting to cross on over. Then we have the metro here. Now, one of the things that I have been doing, that I did end up kind of doing off screen, I did manage to go, I kind of cleared out our little area that we had over here, so we can see that there's no real pipes here, aside from the actual district that we had zoned. But then, over here and everything, I did end up moving most of our overpasses below ground. Because I figured that would look a little bit nicer, it's a bit more clean. And then obviously we have this one where it was just a nightmare. So now we have a little bit of pedestrian tunnels. So that way you can get over here, you can get over here, you can do pretty much anything that you would like in that regard. So that's what I'm going to be doing over here. I'm going to be looking at what we have here. I want this to be a tunnel specifically. So that way people can kind of go and they can get underneath. So let's put one here. And then obviously we don't want it too close to our metro station. So let's put one probably about right here could work. There we go. So that way they can kind of go, they can come from the metro all the way on and over and everything. And then obviously, I guess that does look like it's actually kind of going through the pedestrian tunnels. Is that actually going through the pedestrian tunnels, or is the slope off a bit? Let's see. It does look like it's actually we did manage to get just through the pedestrian tunnels. Um, well, I guess we'll figure out if it causes any issues soon enough. So, obviously we want to make sure that we have ample connections in here, so we make sure that this is on the ground. And let's see what we can do. So, if we're adding in commercial over here instead, we need to make sure that we have the good enough connections and everything for that. So we want to make sure that people can kind of go, they can come from here, come across, here, come across. Same thing over here. They can come across, and here they can come across. And then here, obviously, they can make their decision. They can figure out exactly what they want to do here. If they want to just walk a little bit to kind of get across. And then we have this intersection right here. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to build another tunnel under here. And then I'm going to get rid of a couple of these. So let's get rid of this one, this one, this one, and this one. Let's kind of keep it more of a along the way type of thing. So that way they can get under here, they can get under here, and get under here. And obviously we have our big residential district, and I am going to be kind of replacing this shortly. So now that we have those, what we could look at next, obviously we have this one, and we do not want people kind of going over and crossing, but I will fix that up when it becomes a bit of an issue. So, let's see what we can do here. So, we need to add in some high density. And do we want it coming right off the road? This is the big question. I kind of want to keep the transit hub that we have pretty much just separate from all of that. And then this, why is it doing this? Let's see. Let's quickly get rid of some of these and just see if it was because why is it doing that? That's strange. Is it this little street here? Not really. But I guess that did give us a little bit more stuff to work with, a little bit more space. So we can work with that right now. Okay, so let's go in here and kind of just fill this in. And then let's quickly go and get rid of the things that we do not want in here. So we do not want anything kind of touching this road here, and I believe it can only really go 4. So let's get rid of these. Get rid of these. Those need to go. To about here. Same thing about here and everything, even though I guess if we really wanted to, we kind of continue it just a little. I mean, I'm interested to see actually what this ends up doing for our traffic. Actually, you know what? Let's not zone anything here for yet. And let's see what this actually does for our traffic first. So now trucks have kind of a way to be able to leave the city. Because I would like to add in a bit of a cargo hub here. And then it looks like most of the trucks and everything are kind of going in through and up here. So I am going to quickly go in here. I'm going to toggle despawning, then turn it off. Looks like we need water. That should be easy enough. Let's give all the water that we need there. All the water that we need there. And see what we can do. So also traffic lights. That's one thing I always seem to forget. I'll get rid of those. Don't need any traffic lights here, kind of like blocking up our streets. Not as of yet. Okay. So let's see what we have right here. So we have a lot of these cars and trucks and everything. They kind of seem to be coming down here for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but let's see what this actually does to our traffic population. So let's let this run for a little bit. Nobody seems to be using it quite yet. But we do have cargo trains coming in. We do actually have 2 cargo trains coming in. Wow. So we have one of the vanilla and one of these. Okay, let's also make sure. And for this node, let's give some way on the bottom. So here we go. We have passenger train coming by. We have one of these trains kind of coming on in. Canadian National, and it's picking up and transporting cargo. Oh, wow, that's actually longer than I would have liked. If they're going to be that long. Give it a second here. Okay, so yeah, so obviously we have all the trucks kind of coming out. Okay. Let's pause the game in a second here, and let's take this track. And let's make it a little longer. So we want to make sure it kind of goes out, and let's kind of like bring it out to maybe about here. Anarchy, connect that, and there we go. So now we won't have any issues with the train like that. Now that actually kind of fits in here, even though that train kind of just slammed into it. Because you want to kind of get rid of the issues that we have, where trains end up actually blocking the main. So obviously we've already run into a problem here. What is the problem? So trucks are going to go, rather than coming on the highway and clogging up our residential areas, they're going to come out of here. And they're going to start clogging up this area here. So I guess these are some of the remainders of the trucks that we had coming off the highway. Most of the trucks are going to be coming from that freight center now. So let's look in here, and I'm going to try something. I'm going to turn off crossings and see if that kind of speeds it up. Let's see what that ends up doing. Does that solve any of our issues? I think we have like hundreds of trucks kind of coming out here, and then we have all these massive issues here. Because this one can't really... Oh, what the heck? Okay. Because like that worked out nicely. We have these trucks and everything kind of coming in here, like a truck with a little trailer. That's leaving. But then we still have issues and everything with the place that they're trying to get to is a little too crowded. Okay. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try something. So, I am going to add these in again. Let's quickly add these back in. And see what we can do and what this actually ends up going and doing. Because right now, it's kind of like, it's all about the experimentation. Figuring out what does what, exactly. What works and what doesn't. So I'm going to make sure that these are all coming on. Just for these main roads here, those aren't going to be anything. And I am also going to go in here. Yes, this was nice while it lasted. It all needs to go. Because obviously our city cannot actually support that much in one place yet. So, let's give it a second here. We're going to lose a whole bunch of money. It's going to increase the unemployment rate significantly. But I can go in here and replace it with low-density commercial zones instead. So I'm also going to need to go in here. I think, actually, no, we have all the water we're going to need. Just going to quickly go in here, toggle despawning to kind of like clear off everything that we have in there. And see what this ends up doing instead. So what if we have our major area there, and what if we go in here? I guess we need to add some plazas in here. So let's try maybe one of these, just kind of like in the areas where we can't really do much. One of these. One of these, and maybe just kind of like one down here. Same thing over here. There we go. So we can see, like, obviously the cars and trucks, they're making their turns, they're doing their thing, and they all want to kind of leave, for the most part. So what did that do to our unemployment rate? Up to 59% from the 20% we had before. But then we have all of these cars and everything. I think they're just all the trucks kind of leaving the area for now. So let's rezone this as low density. Actually, you know what we could do? I feel like we could add a little bit of high density in here, so we can kind of give a little bit of a mixed feeling. Just put a bit in there as high density, and the rest is low density. Let's try one of these. Okay. And then obviously we need to fill these in. And then let's get rid of the ones that we don't want. So again, we don't want anything past 4 touching that one. These will never get used. That's up to 4. So that means those will never get used. I'm not sure if this will ever get used either, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Let's get rid of these. And see what this ends up doing. So we have a more streamlined district in here. And then I suppose we could even go so far as to actually go and get rid of this entirely as well. So let's do that. So rather than do that, let's see if you can kind of like transfer it on over and then see what that ends up doing to our traffic. So that way we have some businesses that require a lot more goods than others, and then some that don't. Again, I'm going to quickly jump in here, clear the unnecessary traffic, and then turn that off. Just so that it does a nice little bit of a streamline for us. That train is so long. It seems like it just wants to bring in so much oil. That's what we had. We have the issue there, so make sure that you give way. Let's actually kind of do the same thing, so that way we have our the main train line takes priority either way. So you guys give way to that. And we did manage to hit our Megapolis level. Very nice. Okay, so let's see what this ends up doing here. So now we have a bit of low density scattered around here. And a bit of high density kind of in the middle. Well, obviously, people absolutely are loving this. Oh my god. I'm scared about these bus stops now, though. That looks glitchy as all heck. And then we have all these people kind of doing their thing. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's look at our traffic here. So 77%. Obviously, we're going to have a bit of traffic problems when it comes to this. Which I do have a couple ideas of how we could end up fixing that up as well. But it is functional for the most part. So up to 80% traffic flow, 81% now that these areas are kind of clearing up just a bit. We do have our buses doing their thing. These buses are all full anyway, though. So it's basically just going to be some people coming up and then some people getting off. Okay, this looks a little bit better now. Okay, I can see like bunches of people kind of getting off. They all want to go shopping. And that should also deal with the majority of our issues. So what's our unemployment rate at now? 46? So we have 20,000 or 25,000 jobs available, but nearly 86,000 people. So that looks like it might be a little bit better for the most part. We have our trucks coming in. But that doesn't look anywhere near as bad as it was before for the most part. So this is obviously still going to be a busy road. Okay. We want to watch out for this. This is not anything that we want here. Because we have a lot of our trucks kind of coming out here, and then a bunch of them kind of they're just able to kind of like return from whence they came, essentially. Actually, are these... So these are actually coming all the way from over here. And they're kind of coming into the town, or into the city. They're coming down through here, and coming into one of these. Interesting. Let's see. Yep, I'm getting a error code here on my own video on the second monitor. Got weird video is unavailable for myself. And it switched me on over to some streamer I've never heard of. Okay, so even with this, though, we still run into major traffic issues. Down to 65% because it's all these, and then now the trains are all blocked up. Great. So what can we do to fix this problem? I think, again, it all just kind of comes down to just these. The ways that we have kind of cars are able to come in and cars are able to leave. Now, what I could do... This is an interesting idea. Yeah, I don't think this road's much of an issue, though. It's mostly just these roads kind of coming in and through, because these cars need to be able to go. They need to be able to have easier access. I don't know if I want to do it. But I feel like we only have one real solution to this problem. Trolley bus? No, that's not what I want. I just want to grab... Let's grab one of these. I feel like we need to add a connection in here. This is gonna make things very messy, actually. So let's quickly pause the game here. So, what we have here for our district, obviously all the cars and trucks and everything need to go through there. But what I'm wondering if we do, if we grab this, move this over to this side instead, and then end up looking at kind of just upgrading this. So what if we take this and upgrade it right on through? Take this, and oh, that doesn't even work. It doesn't work nicely. Not how I was hoping. Okay. Let's do one of these and see what this ends up doing to our traffic here. Actually, you know what? Let's just be nice. Let's give them trees for these. So this is a possibility. It doesn't look nice though, is the problem. So that's high density, and all this is going to be our lower. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this ends up doing here. Does that change the priority road at all? Because they all want to kind of get in there. So that does seem like it did kind of end up going. So let's clear this and then turn it back off and see what this ends up doing here. Now that we have like a more through-fare way. Obviously, we need to get rid of the traffic lights. And let's see what we have. This looks a little bit weird, actually, but because we have one of these little things. So let's kind of get rid of this road here and just fill that in. There we go. I suppose what we could do, we could also, rather than have that little street there, we could kind of just connect this on up, couldn't we? There we go. And then I guess we could add in a little bit more low-density commercial. So let's see what this kind of ends up doing. Does this end up solving any of our issues? We may need to ultimately even get rid of that one. Oh, there's traffic lights here still. Let's get rid of these. Now, we do have crossings there, so let's also turn off junction restrictions here. So we don't want people crossing here. Use these. Excuse me. How's our traffic looking here? 82%. So now we have our trucks. They're coming out here. Coming up here. Getting into the more rightmost lane. So some of them kind of like to turn, then some of them also like to go straight now. So that's causing a bit of traffic back up here. So I feel like this is kind of a bad intersection. But 81% traffic flow, okay. How's this one holding up? A lot of people making left-hand turns. Bunches of people making right-hand turns. Okay. Let's see what we can do. So what if we bump these? I don't feel like 6-lane roads are necessary. Yeah, 5-lane asymmetrical, that's what I'd like instead. So let's change it so that way we have 2 lanes coming in. And through. Oops. Wrong way. So that way people can kind of come in that way, but they can make their left-hand turns. Yeah, there we go. So let's see if that ended up going and solving a couple of our issues here. Now that does look very busy still. But traffic seems to be flowing a bit better. Obviously, I didn't want to connect this on up here, but I don't really know the other options that we had. Traffic's still backing up. This is still a problematic intersection. So what if we put traffic lights in here? What's that going to end up doing? So traffic's going to back up here and there, and then it gets cleared. Okay, let's watch this. It seems like a good intersection. Puts traffic lights at. And then the trucks are kind of coming in here. Obviously, they're kind of getting stuck here, but let's see. Does that all get cleared? It gets cleared for the most part. Okay. And still at 81% traffic flow. Obviously, this is still the second busiest intersection we have here. It's mostly because these trucks are trying to make a weird left-hand turn over to this straight. But it is functional. It is functional. Now, it's not a 90 or 100% traffic flow city. But that, I kind of like the way that works. We could kind of like revisit this later on at some point and everything, most likely as well. That's certainly a possibility. But for now, I think, okay, drop down to 80%, back up to 82. I think it's also, again, just the majority of the issues is kind of coming from the highways that we have here. We see, like, these areas here, these areas here. And then, obviously, these are going to be high traffic, but it's not really getting blocked off. Yeah, that's nice and smooth. Okay, so what I am going to do here, I am going to add in some low-density commercial in this area. Just to kind of fill this in, and let's see what that causes in regards to traffic problems. So I'm also going to make sure that we don't have any of our traffic coming from over here. So let's make it so that traffic does not use these main roads. Now that this is kind of like, it's more of a main road than anything else. Let's get rid of these. And shrink this back down to a perfect 4. Same thing here, nothing's ever going to get built there. So we have these areas here, and we have ample connections and everything for people to be able to kind of get into there. So let's stop this on, and then see what ends up happening. That is going to bring a bit of our traffic through here, but it's also meant to combat our 41% unemployment rate. So let's see what we have going on here. So we have a truck already coming in here, I suppose, to drop off supplies? Yeah. So it's already filling that one up. Nice. Traffic is still holding up very nicely. So I'm guessing traffic lights at this intersection was actually a very smart idea. Because there are some intersections that work better with traffic lights. Okay, there's a high volume trucks kind of coming in here. Even saw a FedEx truck over there kind of delivering packages and stuff. So these are all the trucks just wanting to leave. And then obviously, yeah, we have some people kind of coming in through here. These people are happy. These areas are going to upgrade nicely. Okay, very good. Very good indeed. So let's also look at going into here and kind of just adding back some of our trees. Okay, let's also add some trees over here. I don't know why these areas didn't end up with any trees. Probably because I didn't actually end up putting them in. I feel like the density on that's a little high, but let's just make do for the moment. There we go. That looks actually very nice. I'm happy with that. And yeah, so we have an obviously very high amounts of traffic coming in here. We have one of the default trains. It picks up a little bit of its stuff, and it goes right on out. So let's save the game here. Go down here, save as Valleyton. Make sure it saves. I think it's because it's the first save and everything is going to take a second longer than usual. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to take a sip of my pop here. Good. Very nice. Okay, so that worked out very well. Looks like this little area down here. What do I want to do with this? I feel like we didn't really add in anything over here. So I'm going to just add in one of these. Hook this right on up. Oops, didn't go far enough. So I can get rid of this again. Come on. Up to there. Way over to there. That works. There we go. And then I suppose what we could do here is we could do pretty much the same thing and everything on the other side. Let's come in through here, up to here, and then just kind of bring it up on and over. Make sure traffic lights get turned off on these. And then let's add in a little bit more commercial. So I guess we could come up to there. Don't feel like that does any harm. And then let's add in our commercial here. Now, here I'm fine with it kind of touching the roads. Gotta pause the game here. Just so that it doesn't start building these. That works, and let's do these, and then like a tiny bit more there. We need some pipes. Hook those on up. Boom, there we go. So now we have some smaller little commercial districts and everything, just kind of near the train yard. And yeah, 81%, so this is holding up very nicely. Obviously, this is not the prettiest thing that we ever could have done, though. But it is completely functional. And then I guess we have these fancy boutiques there. We have our, like, main little trains that have here. And I guess having this as a centralized bus stop area, that works out very nicely. And then how are we... Okay, I didn't connect this one this side. There we go. Now we should have people starting to use these tunnels. There we go. Now they actually have a reason to kind of want to go on both sides. Let's do the same thing actually over here. And I suppose I can do the same thing over here. Why not? Why not? If it works, it works. And there we go. So I'm also going to add in... this is kind of a main road. Do I want to mess with this? I suppose I can for the moment. Just kind of like bring this down, like right to... Come on. See the node I want it to snap to? There. Come on. There we go. So now we can have people kind of, they can cross out, they can cross around, they can cross over. And let's kind of do the same thing over here. So I'm going to end up moving the park down to this side. Doesn't affect anything. So I want this one Just get rid of the... where is it? Let's just turn these off, actually. I can eyeball this. This one on up to there. There, you can turn that back on. There we go. So now people can kind of go, they can come in from the residences. And they can just come over here. Now, what I also could do instead of that... because obviously, I suppose these are the main roads. Let's move this on over just a little bit. So I could do, actually, instead of that, I'm going to quickly pause the game here. I'm actually going to get rid of those. And I'm going to do... Okay, so I suppose now we can no longer do these for the moment. So I guess it doesn't want to do that. I don't understand what causes that error. But I was going to put, like, some underpasses there. Felt like an underpass would be kind of a nice thing to end up adding in. I suppose I can do those off camera when the underpass is actually working the way it probably should be. But then again, I suppose these are also very low density here. And they are going to get up to relatively nice levels. So we have 35% unemployment rate. So we're combating it slightly. It's better than the 57% we started with. And we're up to 92,000 people in our city. We're up to a very nice number. So what's our traffic at? 82%. I will take it. Most of the problems... What the... What in the heck? What in the heck? What's going on here? Those are some very long trains. Okay. That's fine on that side. This is not fine on this side. So let's go in here. So we need to do something like really fancy here. So we need to kind of like swing it away. And put a little bit of a parallel in there. And then let's see. What is that doing? Okay, let's do it like so. Let's see what that ends up doing here. Now these trains should be able to move again. We also need to make sure that this is giving a yield. Because we want to keep the main track moving. What in the heck? Okay. So it's because that train ends up coming in. That's transporting one person out, 89 people out, and then we're backed up right on over again. What could we do here? Now, we could... Actually, I'm tempted to do that right now. Let's make it so that all the trains that we have coming in can only go one way. Turn anarchy on. So that all the trains that come in have to go out this way. So you come in here. Okay, and you decide, hey, I just want to despawn. You come in, and now you go out this way. And you give way to those trains. Good. Now you can go. We have a bunch of these cargo trains coming in still. Some of them are going to despawn, I suppose, because they just want to drop off the big load. This one seems to have created another one of these. Okay, that seems to be working. Traffic flow down to 81%, 79%. I think it's just because of the sheer volume of cars and trucks kind of coming through here right now. Okay. I think it's just because of all the things that we have going on. Why are they using this one now? Up to 80. So I guess we get kind of like spikes and everything during the day, where sometimes we'll end up with situations where pretty much everybody just kind of wants to go through. I'm not sure what we can do. I guess later on we could work on re-engineering some of these areas. Just to be able to go, like, yeah, obviously this is saying, yeah, no, we don't like this intersection at all, but we need the traffic lights here. Otherwise, these become a bit of an issue. And, I mean, traffic is flowing. It is flowing on through. Okay, so now that we kind of got bits of the outskirts and everything done, let's start looking at kind of expanding the city a little bit more here. So we have, again, 80% traffic flow, one big bad intersection. So let's start looking up here. So, well, I believe it was the last episode, we kind of added in these little bits of extra neighborhoods up here. I'm not sure what to do with the waterfront areas that we have here, and I would like to kind of put something in here. Now, we could also expand down a bit and expand into here, which is also a possibility, and I'm kind of liking that idea. I like the idea of being able to potentially add in like a little industrial district down here. Because obviously, like, we have a bit of space here, we have a bit of flat land over here, so we may need to smooth this area out just a bit. We could add in a bit of an industrial area. And if we add in an industrial area, we could probably take the little train terminal that we added in here, and we could probably shift sides. Or, if we really want to, we could use one of these. This one I found is very, very, very good for when you have extremely high truck traffic. It's basically a quad-core cargo station, so it essentially ends up going through, and you can basically have 4 trucks coming in there at once rather than 1. Because we can see, like, right here and everything, we have, like, 1 truck coming out, 1 truck coming out, 1 truck coming in. They do their thing, but they slow down for that. So we could end up going and solving that issue as well later on. So I could add in more residences, but I think the number one issue that we're dealing with here is a 35% unemployment rate. So let's add in a industrial district or something, kind of just down here. So obviously we need to also deal with the train tracks that we had. And one way that I'm thinking of dealing with train tracks, oh, this is gonna be interesting. We could make a little bridge right on up and over, or we could sink the train tracks down. Now, we do actually have over here, we have a bit of a bridge, so I think I am going to go with a bit of a bridge here. So let's go in through here. Make sure that we have our snapping turned on, and I also kind of want it to do its thing. So why is snapping not turned on? Toggle road bending. Is that what it is? No. Oh, anarchy, that's what it was. No? Did I forget to? Oh, yes, I forgot to turn that one on. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so let's go up to here. Let's go up to maybe 12. Come across. And how long was this, actually? 12 units? Well, we need to kind of stay up here anyway, so let's get a bit of our little bit of a bridge in. How fancy do we want this bridge to be? Doesn't need to be too fancy. How's that look? Looks a little weird, but I suppose it could work. Yeah, so I guess what I'm going to go with instead, I'm going to go with just sinking the railroad tracks down a bit. Because as great as it is kind of having like a bridge over into a second bridge, it kind of just makes it look slightly weird, at least in my opinion. Just kind of go in here. Actually, let's let that train pass. There we go. So this is where it goes. This is where it starts getting a little interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of these. And right over to there. Let's get our train tracks here. And I am going to kind of just take this, press home. It resets it back to the ground. And kind of just go, and let's come over to here. We don't want it to be a tunnel, so let's kind of like move the ground down for us. And let's go -10. Bring it just across. And pull it right on back up. There we go. Slope is a bit steep, however. Let's see if we can do anything fancier. So, why don't we try? Okay, come on. And grab that. There we go. Okay. So let's go 15 units, sure. Let's go, okay, 15 units out, down to -10. And let's go maybe 15 units over. And then we can bring it back up. That works. And then let's kind of connect this one on in, kind of like right back to there. There we go. Looks a little bit better, not as crazy. Wonder if we can actually go, if we can do like anything to make that a more gentle slope here. Not to object height, just slope them, please. That's not sloping them. Okay. So that's what we'll have to deal with for now until we end up going, until we get the electric mod to kind of just make it so that it's a more gentle slope. So now we can bring our big main road over here and bring this one across. Let's bring it up, I think, over to here. This is say, hey, you can make a bridge. Actually, no, let's kind of just make it so that it goes here. Probably going to have to use some anarchy here. Yeah, we have to use some anarchy. There we go. Oh, God. What in the heck? So we have, like, terrible clipping there. Okay. Because we kind of just want it to go up. So I guess what we could do, we could come up here. Okay, let's do one of these. Slightly elevated. There we go. That works. And then we can go straight on back down. Let's continue that up to here. 10 units. Okay, and then let's kind of end up going through. Make sure that the game actually knows what it's doing. Let's come over. I'd like to go 10, but I guess I can't. Okay, 7 units. Over. I don't want to use that big bridge, though. 15, and then we can kind of bring it right on back down. So what's the distance between here and here? 7 units, so let's go here and here, down to 7. There we go, bring it right on back down. That looks weird. That looks really weird. Oh, goodness. Goodness. I'm sorry about that. Wasn't exactly sure how I ended up going. Was there a way I could have muted my mic? I could have. I'm sorry about that. Well, at least we don't have the road clipping anymore. Dang. Okay. So, again, let's see what we can end up doing here. So, obviously, we have it. It's nearly flat. So, let's see. There. How high is this? I have no clue. Okay, we need some sort of guidelines and everything for what we're looking at here. So let's go height. It's just kind of like it's auto giving me a height here. So let's go height of 5 over. And then there. Okay, again. So what was the distance? 8 units there. And 8. And then that way, okay, that looks a little better. So we do have these, but that's fine, because what I'm going to be looking at doing, I'm going to be looking at kind of like bringing it in here. Let's do a bit of a gentle curve. So what do we got? We got a bit of a hill here. I want the curve to be nicer. So let's take that from there. No? Okay, fine. There we go, there we go, there we go. That's what I was wanting. Let's kind of go and do one of these. Bring this one across. Through to there, and then from here, I think we can actually go under that. So I am going to take this, I'm going to upgrade these. And, okay, space already occupied. I'm going to take the Move It mod here and kind of just move this. Let's move it over slightly. Removing this. Why is it doing snapping? Okay, no. There we go. And then we can take that. Okay, well, that's the node, so that should be fine. We can do that. Awesome. Okay, so let's kind of bring this one up and over. Okay, I didn't move it far enough. Let's move it this way instead. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we can do that. To make sure it actually goes and takes the bridge. Over there, and then right on back down. I think it's actually already back down, isn't it? Yeah, it's already back down. So I want 7 units there, 6 units there. Okay, I can do this. Okay, so let's take this so that this is 7 units. Not to -3. Right to there, and right to there. And then we can upgrade these so that this one is actually down the ground. So that's where the bridge actually starts. So now we have one of these over here. And yeah, it's doing its little wonky thing here, and we can fix that up shortly. And then this, kind of want just to kind of go straight here. And that way, when we do one of these, that's a little too sharp still. Actually, I think we could probably almost bring this in just a little. Just a little bit more. So let's go on this side, because we can see like this ground is pretty flat. So I'm going to get rid of one of these. 2 of them, actually. I'm going to give it a nice 45-degree turn. There we go. And then let's grab one of these. Put it up to here. There we go. And now we can see it's not doing anything as fancy as it was before. Okay. So we can do that. Then obviously we want to kind of like bring this in. Bring this kind of around. There we go. So right here, yeah, we can't really do too much, but this for the most part is pretty nice. So let's kind of go in here and give this a nice little, like, little bit of softening. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And that way we can kind of just pull that on out. Get rid of the big slope we had here. Let's pull it on down. Just make it nice and softer. A bit softer. There we go. So then, obviously, we still have this here, but I can live with that. Okay. So here we go. So now we have a bit of our fancy little industrial district. It's all zoned out here. So this area is going to be an interesting place. Do we have any actual district specializations we could do for the industrial districts? I guess that we could add in the industry areas, but I guess we could add in farming, fishing, all that, but this doesn't really look like a town that would have farming. Over here would probably have farming, but yes. Generic industry. Or, so yeah, so it doesn't look like we have anything we could really specifically add in. So this is just going to be generic industry then. So we're going to have like our big city here, and then we're going to have our polluters off doing all their things there. So I can press play again. We should be able to go, we should be able to kind of like watch trains go. They go down that little bit of a slope, and then come right up the other side. Yeah, that's fine. And again, 82% traffic flow with little bits of issues here and there. Okay, so we have this. We have a nice 90-degree angle. I don't know what this guy's doing in his little car. Okay, so let's look at what we can do here. So I am going to picker tool one of these roads again. Actually, do I want to? No, I think I'm actually going to add in industrial roads here. So, let's see. I can get rid of this. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. Okay, so where do we want to go and start doing our fancy little industrial roads? So obviously this area over here is going to be very easy to zone out. So we could kind of just come in here. Let's see. Maybe up to about here. Let's come out here and then over to there. So that's what we have for our like main industry roads. Obviously this is going to kind of come out here. And this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. Now we could kind of just continue this here. And hook that up, which, I mean, that doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too great, though. Obviously, yeah, they're choosing between left and right. And we're backed up for the train station again. Now, what I am interested in potentially doing is I wouldn't mind kind of like adding in a bit of an area so that instead of having this train cargo terminal here, we could kind of pull it down here and make these some of the more industrial roads. But then obviously we'd have trucks turning here, making this intersection a problem as they kind of turn into there. So I may add in a secondary cargo terminal here, but the only other problem is we don't really have the train lines connecting. So let's see, what's the issue that we have here? So that's going to drop our traffic. Still at 82%, but obviously the trains are the problem. And it's actually near the passenger train terminal. That is the issue. So let's look in here. Let's pause the game. This was beautiful, but I guess these angles are just too sharp for that. So we need to be a little bit smoother. That's what we end up doing here. So let's quickly go. Actually, what we can do, why don't we go out a specific number of units? 25 units seems good. 14 units there, 14 units there. Sure. Okay, let's do the same thing on this side. Come out 25 units. Okay, so we can't really do the same thing on this side. So let's go. Okay, let's go with 22 units instead. Is that better? 12, 12. Okay, that works. Let's do the same thing on this side. $22, 13, 13, 12, 12. There we go. So let's see if this solves our problem and everything. Because I think what we had like passenger trains are kind of blocking. So we also probably want to go in here and we want to do the exact same fix that we had before. Where we make sure that all the trains are going the exact same way. Let's do that. Make sure that these guys yield. Now let's see if that solves the problem. Those ones are just kind of disappearing. I think it's because they wanted to go back. They didn't want to kind of come out and continue out this way. So we have a cargo train. Cargo train's coming out. Is that one giving yield like it should? Yes, it is. And then obviously this node doesn't need anything. There's our passenger train. There we go. I was a little worried there that I wasn't spying passenger trains. Okay, so let's go back to here and then see what we have. So we have a little bit of a framework here. Now, I would like to add in a secondary industrial area, because obviously we don't want the trucks coming up here and clogging this area up for our commercial district. So, let's look here. So I'm going to be using some heavy roads, or like the small heavy roads that we have here. And I guess what we could do, we could put a basic road with turning lanes, or we could put a small 4-lane road. I'm going to go with the small 4-lane roads. I kind of like those ones a bit more. Let's see. Let's see, what type of design do we want to do here? We could do... maybe there to there. Sure. And then that wastes space, though, so I don't want to do that. I kind of want to capitalize and maximize the amount of space that we have, while also kind of going with what we should be. Up to here. Okay, that's maybe a little bit more, actually. We could probably get away with a tiny touch more. I think out to about here is where we want to go. No, we want to go like 2 before. Yeah, we could go literally 1 more unit. There we go. So let's do one of these, okay? And then let's have this one. Connects up here. Don't want to connect that one right on up, though. So what we have, we would have one of those there, we'd have one of these here, and then we can connect this one, even though this one, again, isn't doing the thing that I want it to do. So you want it to be from, like, here. Well, I kind of, like, force the node right on over there. There we go. And then bring this one down. So I guess we aren't going to get it nicely in. But that is functional. So you have these going that way. Then this obviously can just go there. There. And there. And then we want to add in a secondary connection here. So let's go from maybe this point. So there we go. Just come in just a tiny touch more. Bring it like right up to here. Sure. There we go. So that's why we have a little bit of an industrial area zone there. So we have 4 connections. So they can come in there. They can do whatever. This one, though, is going to be a bit different. Feeling like we can do one thing here. One thing here. And then kind of connect 2 of these. I don't mind that. And then do we want to do one of these over here? Why not? Why not? Okay. We can have like a little bit of some waterfront coming up to here, and then we need to add something kind of like in the middle there. We're losing a little bit of space though. I can live with that. Okay, and then we have over here, so we kind of want to bring... Which one of these do we want to bring? Let's bring this one in. Up to there. This one up to there, and kind of just connect those. Let's see, actually, could we make it so that they connect? Just for this road. Let's do that. That, and we can get rid of these actually for a second here. So that way it connects up beautifully. There we go. There we go. I am going to quickly go, I don't like the way that this one looks now. I don't mind the others, but I do not like this at all. I don't like the way that these are kind of just hanging off either. So I do need to add in a secondary road kind of coming in through here. Let me do maybe just like one more down. And definitely do not want these connecting though. Okay, so let's go with that. And then let's see what we can do over here. So let's kind of do... Okay, that's the most sensible thing. And then what if we kind of like bring it up to maybe about... Okay, actually, I got an idea. Let's bring it up to here. Obviously, we could connect that, but I don't want to. Down to there, and kind of just bring one through here. Do something similar on this side. Come down to here. To there, to there. I still don't like the bottom right. Like, I really like the way that these turned out. These actually look nice. But I do not like how these are turning out. What we could do, I guess we could kind of do one of these. Maybe one of those. Let's get rid of these. Hook that one up. And then, okay, wait. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. That could work. Even though this side over here looks a little wonky, I can live with that. Then over here, probably just want to leave that empty for the moment. Let's bring one of these right across. Put one of those in, just so that we have like a little bit of a district zoned out here. Obviously, we only have 3 major connections to the main road. And then what we could do is you could end up kind of just doing... Oh, this is kind of like... This is more freeform than we've been doing so far. Let's get rid of this. Bring this down. Then let's get rid of these, and then bring that one in. There we go. I don't like this, though. So that way, I'm going to add in just a road connection here for that. There we go. So now we have a interesting design here for a bit of an industrial district. Which, that doesn't actually look too bad, looking out from a distance. Obviously, we need to get rid of the trees. Oops, gonna add those back. So let's get rid of the trees here. We can add in our own in a minute. Okay, let's just clear these. There we go. So it looks like we have a bit of an issue over here. Can we smooth this out a bit? Survey says I suppose we can. Yeah, so we can get a bit of that. Obviously, this is kind of coming into the hill. So we're coming up like into this area here. So what I could do, actually, if I end up grabbing this, not that, end up grabbing here. Let's grab these, and let's slope these to the train height. Let's see what that does. So there we go. It kind of like creates a little bit more interesting a curve. I feel like, honestly, we should probably actually bring these in just a bit. Let's do that. That works. And that has, like, minimal disturbance on the landscape. Let's also go through here. Let's give that one nice, just a little touch up here. There we go. And that has minimal disturbance on the landscape. Obviously, like, we have a bit of an issue there, but that's fine. Okay. So, with this area zoned out and everything, one of the other things I was looking at doing is I definitely wanted to bring in a cargo like some sort of cargo transport, cargo hub, something here for the industrial district. So, what we have here, we have these main roads here. Over here would be nice, but again, that have like a lot of disruption. But do I really just want to kind of bring train tracks over a river just to kind of bring it back out? Not really either. This is a little rough here. Like, what do we do with this train track? I guess we could add in our own, so you can kind of like connect that one up over and around. That's gonna have a little bit of disturbance and everything on the areas up there, but it would be functional. Or we could kind of just add one of these in here. And we could actually just do that. So let's see. So we're also going to want to make sure that we have it working out nicely. Do we want trucks coming up here? No. No, we do not. So we want to do something kind of like this. This is weird. Okay, let's come out to here. Let's do one of these. Actually, let's bring it out just a bit more. So that way we can take the perfect 45 and 90 degree angle. Can do that. Obviously, we need to kind of like spin roads around. Oops. Okay. That's too sharp of an angle. But what we could do, ooh, is it gonna work though? Let's go 14 units. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Even off of a 90 degree angle. Let's continue. Okay, so then what if we did one of these? That could work. However, we're going to need to do a couple things. I'm also going to go in here and turn off all these traffic lights. Don't need a traffic light for every single crossing. This is an industrial district. We are going to get a lot of truck traffic here. Okay. So what I want to do here at this intersection, I want to be very specific with how we have it. So I want to make sure that none of these trucks here are making left-hand turns. So I want these to keep going straight. And this, I'm fine with them making right-hand turns. Because I want this to essentially be, like, trucks can come in, they can come down here, they can come in through here, do whatever, come out here, make their left-hand turn, come up here, make their right-hand turn, and come up into a bit of a cargo hub. So I am going to put this one right here. It's going to give a bit of disturbance to the landscape. You can try smoothing it out just a little bit, but that's affecting the river. Okay. And then what we want to do is we kind of want to add something. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I want to add it in so it's a nice little curve, but at the same time, it needs to split off of here. Oh, this is gonna be rough. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Obviously, they have a bridge there. I'd really like it to kind of like take the bit of the bridge. I don't know which side I want to go from. I'm going to go from this side. Okay, if I go for elevate, where does it start elevating? It starts elevating around there. That could work. Okay, wait. Okay. If we do that to there, up to there. How's that look? Oh, what is this? Okay. You guys did a little bit of weird stuff. Let's upgrade these to being specifically bridges. That's fine. That's for the bridge. Okay, let's quickly see what we can do here. So let's try selecting all this, though. Let's slope this to terrain height. That does some really weird stuff there. Okay, can we just slope them? Nope. Okay, slope them up to object height. Oh god. What? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no to any of that. Okay. We need to fix this up, though. For sure. Let's see what we can do. Oops. Train tracks, please. No. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's just do that. Still a little too steep for my liking. I also don't like how it's kind of going. It's kind of doing its thing there. So let's see. Let's force it to be a bridge. Up until maybe this point. And then force it back down to the ground for this one. So I don't know why it's doing this. I don't like that at all. It's kind of like, it's coming down, but it's coming down a little too weird. So this is at a height of 3 meters. We need to kind of do one of these. Just these, see what we have. So if it's at 3 meters, so can we kind of just make it so that it stays up there? And then comes in? There we go. That looks a bit better. Obviously, until I get the electrics mod and everything to be able to make roads nice and smooth, this is going to stay that way. That looks a lot better on that side. And then, obviously, we have issues here. So let's see if we can fix these. So I have 3 meters. Okay, that's fine. So let's keep it up at 3 meters. Okay, that's pulling that up. Back to train tracks. Make sure. Okay, not that one. This one. That looks a bit better. Kind of want to move these though. I think maybe. Okay, because that's a nice connection. Excuse me. Now that's doing some weird stuff. Could I do that? I guess I can live with that for the moment, again, until we manage to get something nice to slope that. What? Oh, the garbage truck, okay. So you have a garbage truck coming through here, I guess that makes sense. So I guess from one of those areas, which I guess, because this is an industrial area, we may as well kind of add in a garbage facility and everything, kind of just right off of one of these roads. Okay. So, in our little bits of prep here, we're also going to need a large fire station. We're going to add in kind of like a smaller police station here. I feel like we don't really need major police coverage because we don't really have much in the way of crime. There we go. So then we have a garbage truck. I don't know what the garbage truck's doing kind of coming through these areas. But it works. I'm going to quickly also save the game here. So we can save our last little hour or so progress. And let's see what this ends up doing. So yes, we have our train station here. It needs water. So let's bring some water down through here. Thankfully, we can kind of just go, we can hook it up right underneath the bridge. That makes sense for water pipes. Doing here, ran through there. And let's get it all kind of like hooked up for water. To here, to there, kind of like up and around, to here, and then down to there. Awesome. do this, and then we can hook that up there. Very nice. Need to do the same thing over here. Make sure this little area is properly watered. And I guess we're also going to have to kind of bring one of these in through here. There we go. So our industrial area is all nicely watered. So we have a bit of a network there, so we have a way for them to kind of be able to go and get out. Get out there and there. Okay. So I'm interested in seeing what this ends up doing. So we have an 82% traffic flow still. We had all these trucks kind of coming in through here, but they should use this one. Even though some of these guys on this side may prefer kind of to come around there. So what's our unemployment rate at? 41%. That is extreme. So let's go in here. Let's pause the game quickly. And kind of just zone in all our industrial areas. I'm fine with these. Don't want those. Let's keep going through. All these areas kind of go, but nothing on the main roads. Okay, that looks okay. Obviously, we need to get rid of these. Actually, we only have to really go up 2 on those. Same thing on this one. We only need to clear that one. And that looks like it should be a fully functioning industrial area. So let's press play and then see what we have, what ends up happening here. Now, I do also need to kind of go in here. I have to grab the district. Because I could make that a industrial district all on its own, but this is actually all still part of the city. So, let's grab that. Just do something quick, simple, easy. Maybe round off that corner slightly. There we go. So let's see what we end up doing over here, where we have all the people kind of going. Maybe all these industries just popping up, which have a lot of workers. This should actually single-handedly remove our unemployment rate. Because we have 33,000 jobs, 36,000 jobs, 34,000 jobs, and that's just going to keep going up because industries are really good for the jobs. We have here like 40 workers, and these are only level 1 industries on top of it. So we're going to start seeing cars coming in here. So that's another thing. We need to start planning a little bit of public transit around this area down here. But we're starting to get a couple trucks here. This area is about to get very busy, and I think we're going to see a lot of traffic, a lot of cars kind of coming down through these 2 areas that we have here. So you have like a lot of these trucks. Now, I think these trucks are kind of going, rather than coming from here, I guess they're coming up here to be able to supply all in here and all over there. And 120 buildings without water. Wait a second, did we never connect these up to the water? Oh, we don't have enough water. Okay. Let's solve that problem. And then, obviously, again, we have issues with sewage. Let's just kind of put this right on, maybe over here. Let's deal with the water, power, and sewage. So if I hook this one up, everybody there is going to be happy. And how are we in power? So we actually are nearly done with our power. So let's slap in a second solar updraft tower over here, too. That will solve all our water and power needs. So we're having issues here. What do we got going on? Oh, because there's traffic light. I see. Let's get rid of that traffic light. Let's get rid of this traffic light. This traffic light needs to go. And there we go. So that should hopefully end up clearing itself up just a bit more. So I think now we're actually going to have some trucks that are actually producing goods, taking them up and over here, rather than kind of just coming through here. So I guess what they could do, they could produce their goods, distribute the goods to our little areas up here, and then kind of come right back down. So yeah, so we get the initial terrible traffic flow. Now let that run for a bit, and then hopefully it resolves itself. Hopefully, anyway. And then what are we down for unemployment? 27. So that we actually have more people employed than there are jobs. I Don't really know how that works. So yeah, so these areas are going to be very, very, very crazy. These areas are definitely going to be very crazy. But we do have alternative ways of people kind of being able to get their trucks out. We have some trucks kind of coming in here, which is exactly what we wanted to see. We want to see them actually kind of utilizing this. Why don't you stop? Okay. However, in doing that, it's kind of destroyed our traffic flow. So what do we have going on here? So let's look at where the big source of the problem is. Doesn't look like it's here because it's not that busy. These trucks are trying to get to here. These trucks are trying to get out here. Could we solve all this simply by going in here? Not even actually placing order. Actually, we don't even need to do that. Let's go in here and let's make it so that everybody gives way. So we apply yield signs on this one and yield signs of this one, so that these are actually the main thoroughfares. Same thing here. We want all traffic coming onto this entire place to just yield. What in the heck? What in the heck? What do we got going on here? There's no traffic lights here. Okay, let's go through here, and let's make it so that there's no more crossing. Is that going to solve the issue? So this is the thoroughfare. We want this to be the thoroughfare. Where are these guys waiting for? You want to go here? What are you doing? I'm really confused as to exactly what these guys are waiting for. Let's get rid of those. This guy's just kind of sitting here for no reason. And now he does the same thing. He's exporting goods, so he's trying to get out here. Oh! Ah, I see. Put one of these in here. Oh, wait. Really? Oh, I did something wonky here. What if I do that? You guys happier? Not really. Okay, so let's quickly go in here. Delete that. You guys can do whatever you want there. But it still doesn't seem to be solving the problem. Where are we down into in traffic flow? This is going to be terrible. 30%. We've gridlocked our entire city with our industrial district. We have trucks trying to come down here, trying to come down here, trying to come up here. They can't do anything because this one intersection here is all gridlocked. What could we do? Do we have, like, traffic lights here or something? No? What if we did add traffic lights? Doesn't really solve anything. Traffic lights here. Doesn't solve anything. So again, like, why are these trucks not wanting to make the turn? What in the heck is that? That's like a triple thing there. It's insane. Okay. What if came into here? What if we shrunk this down? Are they just getting confused, or? I have no clue why they're stopping. Let's get rid of these, though. These should never have been there to begin with. Same thing here. Don't want anybody stopping for pedestrians that decide to cross on a highway. Okay. That's still not fixing anything, though. Because if they want to get out, they can just go out here. But these guys are exporting, and they'd rather take the highway and come in through here. Yeah, these goods are, like, not enough buyers. Basically, they can't export the goods. What are we down to? 31%. Oh, this one little area here has destroyed the city. Everybody's dying. Everybody's doing their things. Let's see. I feel like what we could end up doing is if we pause the game. Okay, so this was a great interchange before, but now I'm not so sure. So let's get rid of this interchange. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that comes up to the secondary interchange. Okay. So again, this is great before, but this is not what we need. We need something a little bit more interesting. A divergent diamond? No. Now we could go with one of these. I do really like these. The only problem is if cars are trying to go left, traffic gets backed up. However, let's try it and see what ends up happening. Also, let's get rid of these, push these back. So let's try one of these and then see what we end up doing with that. So obviously this is also going to cause a bit of an issue. I feel like rather than going over, we should sink our railroad down. Maybe actually down to the same level that we have here. So let's do that. So that comes up and over, but then we can have it come down. And I believe we had -10 specifically. Okay, so let's do that. Keep this at -10, and we want to make sure that it goes down, forces it to follow elevation, and then we can come up to there. There we go. So we have this, so we can add this one in. Let's kind of do that right there. There we go. So we got this. This is a very nice one that we have here. And let's see if this can kind of handle some of our traffic issues. Because obviously it handles things at least in multiple directions. Just get rid of these. Again, still no issues there. And then obviously we want these to kind of just come up and go down. There you go. Come up and go down. And then these. Oh, these. This is easy up there. Two-way down. And then one-way down. There we go. So that should be all connected on up. Now, obviously, this is just terrible. So what I'm going to actually do that. Take these away for a second. I'm going to get my 3-lane highway, and I want this one to be, like, smoother. Let's curve this one out here, just like so. Put this one in. It's functional. It's functional. So let's see what this does to our traffic problems now that we have everybody coming around in a massive roundabout. Also, we need to make sure... Did it add traffic lights in here? It did. No. No traffic lights anywhere in here. Okay, let's slap this button here, despawn as many of the vehicles that got stuck, and see what this ends up doing. So how does this one end up holding up to our traffic demands? Let's see. So then we're going to have a whole bunch of these industries out here. They're going to start spawning in their millions of trucks. The millions of trucks want to come up here. They kind of want to go and fulfill all these areas out here. That's fine. And let's watch our traffic here. So 64%. What? I wonder if we can get rid of the traffic lights now. Let's see. Because now we don't have like 1,000,001 trucks kind of coming up this road. They kind of come around down here and they come up here too. 64%. Okay, so this area is slightly a little bit better. This is all going to clear up. So how are we here? Okay. These are the trucks wanting to make a left-hand turn. These are the trucks kind of just coming up and on. Okay, I am going to do a little bit of something here. Do I want to do that, though? Actually, we have 3 lanes coming into 3 lanes. That's another problem. So what we could actually do, we could actually jump into this one. Just upgrade that. So that way we have like 3 lanes coming into 3 lanes. But we do not want this one going right. We want this one going over here. No lefts, only rights. Same thing for that side. Good. Okay, so we still have traffic issues, but into 60%. Okay, where's the majority of our traffic? It gets backed up here. What are you guys waiting for? What? This car's making a left-hand turn. It's waiting for something. What are they waiting for? There's no pedestrian crosswalks. It's just cars deciding to randomly stop. Okay, I'm gonna quickly check something here. What is this? It feels like a remnant of a pedestrian crosswalk that I did earlier. Surely that's not the only thing they're waiting for. Let's pause this, delete that, delete that. What are the odds that that is the only thing that they're worried about? No, they're still doing weird stuff. Like, I don't know why these guys are stopping. They have no reason to stop, and because they're randomly stopping there, traffic here is just backed up because these guys don't want to go through the intersection. Now, if these guys went, all of this clears up. So the entire northern part's all saved, and then all we have to deal with is the massive southern aspects. Huh. So what could be causing that? What could be causing people to just be like, yeah, we don't want to go straight, we won't want to do anything. We had traffic lights in here. What does that do? Traffic lights somehow fix the issue. So I guess they just want traffic lights? Oh, I see this, I see this. Okay, let's get rid of this. No crossing here. Also, no crossing here. How are we here? Do we have any alternative ways? We have that way up there. Nothing really down here, though. %. Yeah, this area is backing up, but These areas should be able to clear up. Still got like a large number of people going. Now, are these cars stopping because of the people crossing? Kind of feel like that might be the case. So you may need to look at changing that intersection too. So 52% over here is still a relatively bad intersection though. But it does look like it's slightly getting better. Then these ones. These guys want to get in. Where's the front of the issue? Over here. So they're waiting because of something? Why was this backed up? Ah, people crossing. Oh, wait a second. Hold the phone. Yeah. That makes sense. Do we have any cars coming down here? Returning to facility. Going to work. Okay. Going to work. Going to work. Okay, so a bunch of people are also trying to go to work. So what we need to do, we need to add some sort of bus line, bus lane, or some sort of way for people to actually get down here. Now, what we could also do... that would be ugly. However, it might be functional. No, I don't want to add pedestrian pathways down there. But yeah, but we only have like the 2 ways for people to be able to actually go and get down here. Should I anticipate that? Yeah, this side's like absolutely terrible. And it's all because this intersection here, it's just everybody's trying to get down to work. 52% was when it was last. 45. Okay. Again, all down here. Why are these an issue? This is not. Oh wait, this is. Oh, these are the trucks trying to turn and getting out. Okay. Okay. So is this one holding up? Is it actually even holding up? Looks like it might be. So let's see if we can figure out alternative ways. Just to be able to kind of allow the people the ability to actually get down here. So one thing that I am going to actually do, one of the things that I do actually really like, I do like the metro stations for that. Because right now we don't really have any easy ways of kind of getting people networked down to here. So let's see if we can go, let's add a metro station. Okay, if this is the main road, okay, yeah, that's the main road. So we don't want to add a metro station on the main road that's already busy enough. So add one here. And one down here. Let's see what that ends up doing. So obviously tunnels. Let's just do one of these. Curve it down, curve it in. And then I kind of have to do the same thing up here. So we need to kind of like take something off of this one. Not at that steep of an angle though. Okay, let's see. Can you do something that's nicer? Oop. Yes, no, maybe? Okay, because obviously if you add this in, this is going to be nice. You need to kind of like bring this one up. Okay, actually, let's connect it up like so up to maybe this one. Maybe this one? No? I guess we could kind of go in here, and let's just move this node a bit. So you can either curve, or you can go straight-ish. And do the same thing here. curve these so that that works. Okay. And then I'll get the people that we want down here. Let's do this. It's going to be like a sharper turn. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Actually, I have a better idea. Get rid of these. And take it from there, okay. Take it from here. And connect it right on up to our big transit hub terminal. So that way, this is our transfer point. We're going to take it maybe from, like, here. That's not a nice curve either. What can we do here? Bring that in like so. Maybe kind of just connect it right in. Right into there, but then we can grab this. Shift this node up. There we go. So that way there's a nice little split on that end. And then over here, you can do the same thing. That's fine. Let's grab this. Actually, that looks like it actually already did a nice split for us. So let's do that. So that this way, this is our main hub. Create a new line here, which will go through here. Back up to here, and then down to here. And then we do it in the reverse. So we do there, to there, to there, back to here. There we go. So there's our transit hub. So that should increase the amount of people that we have using our metro station. So that way we can kind of go and we can get down to here where we have the actual like little stops and everything. So we have this one here. We already have some people using this. So we have like one person using it, and then we're going to have a lot more people that are going to start using that. There we go. Because this area is not as nice. It's not as nice to be able walking from this end, where you can just walk from here into here and then come down here. So it's 64% traffic flow, which actually is nowhere near as bad as the 20% we were at before, even though majority of it's kind of people coming in now. Because we have this, it is flowing, just not fast. Same thing up here, it's just all the people kind of coming down here. And they just kind of want to go, what? What are you waiting for now? Hold up. Okay, I guess I'll have traffic lights here, and that may solve the issue? Like it's like there's phantom traffic lights in some places. That is strange. Because, yeah, so now that will kind of flow through, which will allow these trucks to flow through. Maybe I had traffic lights at this intersection as well. Let's see if that solves any of the problems. Because now might be a good time to start actually adding traffic lights into our city. Let's see, what are we up to? 63, so it's getting worse. 64, 63, okay, so yeah, it is getting worse. This intersection here. Let's put the traffic lights back. I think it's also mostly due to the fact of how many people are crossing. So let's stop crossing here and stop crossing there. But allow crossing on the sides? No, let's just turn all crossings off. So that way this intersection is more free-flowing. There we go. And maybe I can actually turn the traffic lights off. Because that may have been an issue where it's just the sheer number of pedestrians crossing caused the issue. Because just look at this. Like, if I saw this when I was driving down the road and everything, I'd just say to myself, like, God dang. That is busy. 6 months, so it's getting worse. These areas aren't as red as though. That goes up to there, goes around to here, around to here. To here, which is moving now. Down to there, so this isn't really blocked up. But there's just the sheer amount of traffic kind of coming in. 58, wow. So I feel like these, okay, I guess we have issues here. I feel like these can get resolved. Yeah, everybody's making left-hand turns. 58, 60, so yeah, so this should sort itself out. Right here. Let's watch that. So that sorted itself out. Up here, obviously, yeah, it's basically saying there's a lot of trucks kind of coming down here. Would it be better with traffic lights? I don't know. Actually, I feel like this is actually sorting itself out on top of that. Okay, okay. So yeah, so there's a lot more green up here and a bit of orange. So I guess this is still... What the heck are you guys doing? You want to come out of the bus lane, swap over 2 lanes, and make a left-hand turn. Got it. So these are still very busy intersections. Okay, once this is cleared out, what happens? So that clears right on up, though. So this is clear, like, everything to the north is good. So now it's just the industrial area, which is causing 50% of our traffic problems. So we have this. So we have some trucks want to go left, some trucks want to go right. These trucks are all kind of coming down and everything. This one isn't too big a concern. Yeah, it's like it's fluctuating, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was before. Even though right here. This is actually causing issues for us again. But I feel like if we just add traffic lights here, that solves all the problems. Because, like, we can just watch all the trucks kind of going, and these guys go. These guys do their thing. Then those guys go. Bit of crossover. How are we in traffic? 39. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Even though this intersection, it's still a pretty bad intersection, to be fair. I feel like, okay, I'll let traffic lights sit on that, because that's the only bad place that we have in our city right now. We have 100,000 people, and all of our issues are just coming from trucks. Okay, so what is the majority of our problem here? Feels like turning. Turning is definitely an issue. Getting over to here. These should just not exist. So these guys are turning. Yeah, we added the traffic lights in here as an attempt to kind of go, because we had trucks just kind of randomly stopping. Can we take the traffic lights out again, maybe? Let's see. Still have a whole bunch of cars. How are we actually with our metro system? See if I can find one of them here. Where did it go? This one, 253 people. And then this one, I think I put it like right up here. Yeah, 160. Okay, so yeah, we're getting good amount of people are using these. And then obviously for our big transit station that we have here, 856 people serviced last week through the train metro hub. So have people coming in by train who may want to just go straight to work. It's like, hey, I don't even want to check out my house. I want to go work. 31% traffic flow. I don't know. This intersection, it seems to do its own thing randomly. Regardless of whether we have traffic lights there or not. 29, yeah. It's because all the traffic's getting backed up here and there. Okay, so what could we do instead? So obviously, with what we have here, we have a whole bunch of cars coming in. Most of these people are actually just leaving the city? This truck's exporting... How are you exporting goods? Wait, is this the pseudo traffic, isn't it? We're getting literally backed up by pseudo traffic. Okay. I believe that there's a mod for that to be able to disable the pseudo traffic. So basically, it's kind of like it's traffic that makes the city feel more alive. Oh, what is that? No. Where do we have it in here? Prefer use ship, plane, train, import and export. Yeah, that's what I'd like. So let's try that as well. So we import and export with our ships, planes, and trains instead. So we can turn that one on. Not that one. Oh, where was it? Disable dummy traffic. Here we are. Small vehicles like cars. So let's disable road traffic. Takes effect after a game restart, though. Oof. Okay. So I will disable the dummy traffic and everything, which will get rid of the random things coming. So the only things that we have is cars and trucks coming into our city that actually belong there. So now they should, in theory, start prioritizing using our transit hubs. Or prioritize using this, because, yeah, there's not many people using that. Now, this is flowing slightly, but it's not flowing the way I'd like it to. 30% traffic flow, okay. Well, actually, what if we end up going, well, we do a quick clear, turn that back on to see what ends up happening. This is obviously a nightmare down here. You can just see like all the trucks kind of coming out, going around. These are the trucks all leaving. Let's see what this does. So 73%, yeah, and I'm not worried. It's these areas here, so obviously they're kind of getting a bit stuck up on this one. I think it's also mostly because of the way that I kind of hooked these up. So what if I actually end up going? What if I instead hooked it up so that that one goes there, so that way we can get rid of the double crossing. So that way it's just more like fluid. Get rid of the traffic lights on this one. Let's see. Okay, we have people crossing. Nobody should be on that side of the road anyway, so no crossing. They're still randomly stopping, though. I think they're actually going... Okay. What I'm going to do for this one in particular, I want you guys to yield to these guys. So I want this road to take priority. Now they're starting to yield to them. That way we can keep our trucks kind of flowing. 66%. So yeah, it's just dropping. 67. I don't feel like it's gonna stay that way. Now, obviously, our interchange here, it's holding up relatively well for the moment. Keyword there is for the moment, though. How are we in money? So we're making only $17,000 from commercial income. I think it's mostly due to the fact that most of these commercial areas don't have enough goods. Yeah, not enough goods. So they're waiting for all the trucks produced in our industrial areas to kind of bring those on up. So these areas are still pretty bad. Then what we could do is something that I actually was considering. I'm just going to move around my chair a little here. Sorry about the noise. I'm going to move this one down to here. And what I am thinking of doing here instead, because like obviously we have these guys giving way, that's all fine and dandy. But these guys want to come in here. These guys want to make their turn. I don't know, is it worth it? Because like that is kind of moving, but then they get kind of stuck up here. Like right there. That stopping is not something we want. So let's quickly look in here. And what I am going to add in instead, I'm going to add in, where is it? A small T intersection. So this is gonna be interesting because I don't know like how it works underneath, because obviously we're gonna have to like bump things up. So this train station, this train yard here, I need to move this one on over. Let's grab this connection here and kind of just connect it right on up. It shouldn't cause any real issues. Excuse me. Let's pull these on over. Pick our tool of that. Pull that in. We'll make it so that nobody's doing any crossing of these. So you shouldn't have any slowdown. There we go. And then let's look at this. So obviously we're going to need to bulldoze just a bit. And let's go in here. Okay. We need to bulldoze. Actually, well, we could actually... Oh, this is going to look weird. No, I have to get rid of one more of these. So let's see what we can do. So we can add in one of these. Picker tool this. Connect this on up. But then we also need to go and upgrade these. Just bring it through and take it out on the other side. Okay. Step 1. Step 2. Okay, so that I guess that is functional for the most part. So then we kind of have to bring these in. So that's 2A, 2A. Which means that these actually technically need to be upgraded even further. So I like the industrial roads that I was using. So we're going to have to upgrade this to 8 lanes. To be able to kind of like handle the traffic capacity that we're going through now. So yes, and I know these are the 8-lane roads. So this is, I'm kind of breaking my own rules here by adding these in. But we need very high capacity. So that way we can come over here. And when we end up connecting these guys up, so this is going to be like a 2-lane one-way. And I kind of want to curve that in. So I have to do the same thing out here and kind of curve this one out. There we go. And then we switch these around. There we go. So you can either go straight or you can go right. So on this, I guess it's doing some weird stuff there. And then, let's pull this out just a bit. Pull this out. Okay. Let's see. And then this is doing its own weird thing here. We just like, yeah, we have to like give that a little nudge. It's terrible angles, terrible things, but again, it's functional. Don't want any industrial areas on that. Okay, let's see how this holds up against certain air traffic. So that way, these cars and everything, they can either go in, they can come down here, or they can do their thing, and... No. Hold up. Hold the phone. I only want you guys coming out to here. Same thing for this one. I only want you coming out to here. Let's get rid of the intersection here, which I think they're a little worried about. Same thing on this side. No. Traffic lights need to go. There we go. And let's see how this holds up now. So let's see if that gets any better for our city here. Now, again, this is ugly, but we can end up going... I think the next episode can be more about the actual beautification of the city. Right now, we just need the functionality in for our industrial areas. And where are we down? We're down to a 27% unemployment rate from this massive industrial area. Okay. So these cars are trucks. They're coming in. They're going. But they're still kind of going, getting stuck. Oh, that's disgusting. That's absolutely terrible there. What could we end up doing? Now, obviously, we could end up going through here and could kind of just pull this one back just a bit and then pull this one out. Just to make it so that it's a little easier for the trucks. There we go. So now they have a bit of a wider turn rather than the sharper turn that they had before. And this way, this one, okay. Let's move it, help us. Yeah, move it doesn't really help us there. Jump back in here. Okay, just pull that back in and then let's see what we can do. Oh, it absolutely hates this intersection now. Absolutely hates it. Okay, let's just pull it to there and then see what we can do. Can we pull you back any further? No. How about you? Nope. Pull that one back. There we go. That works, that works. That looks a little bit smoother, a little bit cleaner. And then, obviously, we have all these issues here. So most of these trucks kind of just want to go left. Coming up to here, coming over to here. Yep. Bit stuck at this one. Then they want to come up here, and then what's our traffic at now? 59. Okay. That's not terrible. It's not terrible for having despawning turned off. We turned that off as well. So these intersections are actually holding up relatively nicely, even though this one, I mean, it's functional. It's functional. What it could do here, actually, could kind of jump in here, and let's pull this back a bit. Let's pull this one back. If we're getting a clipping. And let's pull that one back. There we go. So that looks a little bit better-ish. Now they have some, like, they have a little bit nicer curves and everything for that. Like, just look at how nice it is for those trucks to make those turns. Because of that, that should actually remove most of the slowdown that we have there. This side we can't really do too much, but this side has a nice intersection now. And that's what I mean by later on we could look at beautifying some of these areas. Like, right now, this is a really sharp turn. to kind of come off. What we could do is we could end up going into here. We could basically say, hey, let's take this sharp turn. Let's make it a little less sharp. So that way we can kind of come in. Same thing on this side. Let's do that. And basically say, hey, you can come off here, and obviously it's nowhere near as sharp as it was before. Same thing here. We can kind of pull this one back a bit. And pull this one forward. And then it's nowhere near as sharp as it was before. Now it's just an easy access onto the highway. Same thing for these. This one, like, just look, you can see the cars actually visibly slow down. So let's quickly make these ends straight here. Pull this one back. Pull this one back. That widens that one up. And it opens this up. So now we can just see, like, look at how much nicer those cars are. And then we can do the same thing on this one. Pull this one back just a bit. And then let's make ends straight. There we go. And then we have that little area there, and now we can just watch the cars and trucks and everything. They go on so smoothly. So that should actually eliminate the majority of those traffic issues. So 62, 61%, okay. It's not as bad as it could be. So it looks like these issues are not as bad as they were before. So this one... not this one. I want these guys to yield to these guys. And let's also go in here and let's also get rid of these, because we do not need any of these intersections. Oops. No U-turns, please. Let's get rid of those. That should make them move a little bit faster as well. Okay, so 65. So traffic is getting slightly better, though it's over here. And is this kind of... is this a symptom or the problem? It's these cars wanting to make a left-hand turn, and they aren't really able to because of the sheer amount of traffic on this road. Coming down to here, turning into 60s. So we have half decent traffic, but it's right here is the problem. Now we could actually, let's see what we can do. Okay, so let's do some interesting things here. So obviously 2 lanes, not good enough for this one. So I don't feel like this T intersection here is able to handle the capacity that we want. So let's quickly bump it up here. So let's put in a small 4-lane road. So let's increase these capacities. So that way cars are able to pick their lanes more effectively. And then just put in, I kind of want to just put in some of these, like 2-lane highways. Oops. I'll make sure it's these ones. So 2-lane highways can come down. 2-lane comes up. 2-lane comes across. And 2-lane goes through there. Obviously, that is one ugly intersection. That is, wow. You can just see like the clipping here from that. There we go. Clipping here from this one. There we go. And then, actually, I wanted these. I didn't want these to be those. I want these to be 4-lane one-ways. 6-lane one-way. No, I want 4 lanes. There we go. 4-lane one-way. So that way, these cars come up here. These cars come down here. They can do whatever they want and connect in and do whatever they want. Okay, so obviously this is broken. So let's pull that out just a bit. Still pretty broken though. That looks a bit better. So then these cars here, these cars are still having a bit of an issue. However, if we go in here and we make it so that these guys can only go right. Do not want anybody making lefts. Same thing here. Only go right and no lefts. That should increase flow because now they can pick their lane if they want to kind of go down here to go around there or up to there. Okay. So that's a bit better, but that's not all. So now let's go into here and let's have a look. So obviously this is a very sharp turn. Let's quickly go in here. Let's make ends straight and then pull these on down just a bit. So that way they can literally just simply kind of go in through there. Let's make it straight again. Okay, we're good. Let's go into here and do the same thing. Make those ends straight, please. And then pull this one. I'm going to make it so that it kind of lines up with that one a bit. There we go. So we have these intersections here. Obviously, this one, I'm not sure what to think about it. Making it straight there. So that's a little bit better. Obviously, we can pull this back just a little. And then we can go and do that. Okay, so that way we have some nice things going on there. And then this one under here needs to be done. So we can do that. Let's pull this one back. That's going to make stuff start clipping. That's obviously going to do weird stuff. So that way, these intersections actually look a little bit nicer. So smoother. Why are they going so slow? Okay, so I guess we have issues with speed limits now. 100 down to 50. Yeah, why are they going so slow through this intersection here? That's a weird thing. Where are we up to in traffic? 69%? Okay, so that's better. Looks like these... Okay, so let's delete this one. So what's going on here? So I guess these... Okay. Interesting. So some issues with that. I know how to fix those. Up to 71% traffic, though. Okay, that's a lot better than we were looking at before. So these are still going to kind of clear out, 70%. And then obviously we still have massive issues and everything where trucks come up here, come around here, down through here, over to here, down to here, and then it's still relatively interesting. And I don't know why the trucks are slowing down so much. Is it because it's 50? Let's change this to 50. No, they're still going a little slow. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe it just doesn't really like this node. Oh, it's that way it was. Because it was in the red. And red basically means, I guess, they had to slow down. Okay, there we go. There we go. And now everything's going faster. Okay. I did not know that. Now I do. That's going to start clearing this up. 70% traffic flow. So now that we have that, obviously now we have all the trucks that we will come up here. Over to there. And they're kind of able to just do their little thing. I think that I had traffic lights here. Yeah, I did have traffic lights here. That is fine for the moment. 70%. So we actually have 70% traffic flow with a major industrial area here. And meanwhile, we still have a 24% unemployment rate. So it's not as bad as it could be. Obviously, it wants to be covered by more services before we can increase things. So let's quickly look through here. What other service could we put down here that would make it happier? Ah, yes. Plazas. Let's put one over here. One over here. Oops, we have anarchy on. Even with anarchy on, though, at least it's able to recognize that, hey, I didn't want to do that. So let's put plaza in there. I put just a plaza over here. Right over here. That should allow most of these areas to kind of get upgraded a bit. There we go. Guess these guys want one too. There we go. Put one there. These guys want one up here. Let's put that one right up there. Oop, can't build on water. There we go. There we go. So now that that's all done, they should be a little bit happier. What do they want? Still want more services. Okay. So I guess they want... Okay, they want their little clinics and everything. Let's put a clinic up there, and that should make everybody in here happy. Yep, so I can see some of these places are already starting to upgrade. So this one, nearly educate more people. So now we just have to make the people get smarter. $30,000 in the bank there at 70%. So obviously we have issues here with traffic still. However, I do believe you can definitely look into fixing some more of these aspects, essentially in the very next episode. So with that, that's probably where I'm going to be ending today's episode here, even though we have 70% traffic flow, 69% traffic flow right there. But that actually, I'm quite happy with that. So before I actually end that, I am going to go in here. I'm going to add some trees in to our little industrial district down here. Kind of just populate some of this, make it kind of like clean it up a slight little bit. But that is where I'm going to be ending today's episode. So hopefully everybody ended up enjoying it. If you did enjoy, feel free to drop down a follow. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you enjoyed the content in general, please feel free to subscribe. And let's see what ends up happening to the wonderful city of Valleyton.